let's move to the next speaker. It's one of the superstars of the Austrian startup scene. From Austrian Startup, now we have Markus Raunig, and he's also a very successful podcast host here in Austria. And he should hopefully be online now as a panelist. Markus, good to see you.
Hi, Christian, and thanks for the very, very kind words. Way too kind.
How are you doing?
Fine. Busy as always in the pre-Christmas period, but generally all good here. How are you guys?
I'm fine. I'm curious, how was your 2021?
Quite intense, but also quite rewarding. So a lot of the projects we've been pushing for years now, and with very little success, somehow came to some fruitions this year. And mainly, I mean, the probably most well-known one is this entrepreneurship week that we have in around 70 schools now, and that's been something that's took a very long time, but is now very cool that it's actually happening.
Can you tell a little bit more about this entrepreneurship week? What are you doing with that?
Mm-hmm. So at Austrian Startups, we always say our vision is that entrepreneurship becomes as common as skiing in Austria. And if you look at the history of skiing, then most of our success in this space is in some way connected also to the fact that, especially in the 70s and 80s in Austria, every child went through a school skiing course. It doesn't mean that everyone got a professional skier, but everybody had the chance to try it. And that's what we want to replicate for entrepreneurship. We want to organize 1 week project weeks where pupils can try out realizing their own ideas, recognizing problems as opportunities, building prototypes, learning to build business models and to pitch them. That's pretty much the concept. We're doing that together with the Initiative for Teaching Entrepreneurship. And the funding comes from 2 ministries, the digital ministry and the education ministry, and the WKO, the Wirtschaftskammer. So it's a pretty broad initiative that was necessary if you really want to have an impact here. It's super helpful to have that institutional buy-in also, and to have the access to the schools here.
Congratulations. It's a great project, I think, to plant the seed of entrepreneurship very early in the kids and make them aware of this possibility. It was different back in the 80s when I was in school. I mean, my access point were computer games, since we were talking about NFT games before. But in school, outside commercial schools, there was nothing about entrepreneurship. In which schools do you, let's say, host or organize your week?
Mm-hmm. In all schools that are in the age group 15 to 19 at the moment. So AHS, HTL, HAC, pretty much those at the moment. We're also thinking about going towards Lehrberufe also, so to get Lehrlinge in there. And we're also thinking about going to younger people, so to the Unterstufe, so the 10 to 14-year-olds, where we also believe there's already a lot of potential.
And you have a second project where I got to know you. It's your podcast. So I think it wasn't the original name Moonshots, I guess, if I remember it right. Yes. And then you changed the name, but I always forget it. What is the name of your podcast?